Okay, so you've seen a very simple function. Now I want to add a new technique here, and this is the use of a parameter for a function. And we use a parameter to get a piece of information into the function. So for example, I've written a program that would print a name tag for a conference. We've all seen those name tags. Hello, my name is so-and-so, right? And what I have here is a function prototype. We're still just going with void for now, but I called my function print name tag, okay? And what I've added here, so we no longer have the empty parentheses, I've added what we call a parameter. This in particular is a string parameter, and I called it name because it's going to represent the person's name. So it's like the function has a job to do. Its job is to print the name tag, but the function needs something from us in order to do that job, and that would be the person's name, okay? And so we pass the name into the parameter, and then it's inside the function, and the function can print the name tag, okay? So this is a string because people's names are strings, right? And I gave it a good descriptive name, which is the name of the person that we're going to print. So that's a parameter. Okay, so what I did is I copied that prototype, not including the semicolon. I came down here, I wrote my function definition. Okay, so that was the same. We have the name parameter, the string parameter. And inside, look at the code here. This is the cout statement to print the name, but look, I'm using the parameter. See, the parameter is like a doorway, or well, you can think of the parentheses as like a doorway into the function, okay? And so this is where the name slips through the door, and it does so by going into this name parameter. A parameter is just a variable declaration. Look at this. If I did this, watch this. Okay, if I had something like this, let's say this was the first week of class and I did something like this, string name, semicolon, that's a variable declaration. We've done that many, many times by now. And that's really what a parameter is. It's a variable. It's a variable that's specific to the function and belongs to the function, and that's being used for this specific purpose, which is to get a piece of information through the door into the function. So once it's in, and we can just pull that from the name parameter and print the name tag, okay? So that's the definition. Now let's look at the function call. So I have a little more going on here in main. You know what, let me run, well, I already ran this. I'll show you the program output. Oh no, I guess it's gone. Let me run it. Okay, so we have enter attendee's name. So I'll pretend it's me attending a conference. Okay, so I typed in my name, my full name with a space, and there's the name tag that was printed, okay? Let's take a look at the main function now. So I created a temporary string variable to absorb my name from the keyboard, okay, which is, I've called it attendee name. And I say to the user, please enter attendee's name. And I had to use getLine to get that name from the keyboard. The CN does not like spaces. And I have a space. Everyone has a space between their first and last name. So we use getLine to absorb that name from the keyboard. It goes into that attendee name variable, all right? And now look, I'm calling the function, passing the value that's in that attendee name variable, okay? And which is Dawn Patitucci at this point, right? The Dawn Patitucci travels to the function and is put into the name parameter, and then it is printed in the name tag. Okay, so we call this, when you're passing a value into a parameter, that's called an argument. We might have used that word before. So in this case, I'm using a variable as an argument. The variable contains the person's name. You know, look, I can also, if I have somebody else at the conference, so for example, okay, I can hard code a person's name as well. It's just got to be a string. It's got to be a string, okay? So an argument can either be a variable that contains the string, or it can be the actual string, loose and not inside of a variable. But the point is, you pass, that's called an argument, when you pass a value into a parameter. Okay, so we'll go ahead and run that. Now this is still the first example, that's just me. And then so we printed two name tags, one with my name, one with Walt Disney's name, which I hard-coded as an argument. But nevertheless, the function works, and yeah, so that's your first exposure to using a parameterized function.